look at these parts of the fish really detailed, because when we dissect, we're actually not going to have to know the fins. We're going to learn about them during the lab. You don't have to know them on the test. But here's the operculum I was talking about. So what's going to be underneath the operculum? Good, the gills. And there's the lateral line that we didn't discuss yesterday. So what does the lateral line basically do?
It's like
Detects movement. So it's like a detector. What in your body usually is the detector?
For movement?
For anything. Good. Sensory. So let's call it sensory. And it has sense organs. Detects movement, vibration, and that's what the lateral line is for. And that line is going to be important during dissections because you use that as a guide for your dissection. So when you cut around that area in a specific way. So you want to monitor that. Last thing about fish, and then we start amphibians. So this unit will be introduction to chordates, things about fish, and then some information on amphibians as well, which are also chordates. This is the way fish reproduce, okay? They can reproduce, it's going to be sexual because all organisms in the animal kingdom mostly reproduce sexually. We learned the first 8 phylums a lot were asexual. Fish will be sexual, but they do it 3 different ways. 1 way is internal and 2 ways are external. I'm sorry, backwards. 1 way is external and 2 ways are internal, okay? The words are weird, so I want you to remember them. O, think of the yolk. Yolk has to do with what? Eggs, okay? So in oviparous, it's external, so the female's going to lay her eggs, and there's going to be yolk inside the egg that's going to provide the embryo with all the nourishments that it needs in order for survival, okay? Same thing happens in oviviparous. The difference is oviviparous is inside the female. So the female holds the egg inside, and the yolk still provides the nourishment. In viviparous, the female holds eggs. The difference is there's no yolk. The embryo gets the nourishment from the actual mother, okay? So whereas, and we're going to learn about these eggs when we study chordates, more advanced chordates, but that's all you have to know for fish. So how do you remember this? You're going to remember O means yolk, and you're also going to remember that the internal words are the longer ones. So viviparous and oviviparous is the longest words, and those are internal. And oviparous is external, because you're going to have to know these for the test. Kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata. We did all the first classes, which were all invertebrates, and then we started chordates. Class, right? Kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata. Yeah? Now, what classes have we done in the phylum Chordate? Who could remind me? What classes? The first 3 were fish. What are they?
Sharks.
Sharks, which are chondrichthyes. Good.
It's like
Or
Myxini, which are jawless fish.
or Drixes. What is it? Or no, it's something with an O.
Osteichthyes. Has anybody ever heard of osteoporosis?
Yeah.
It's a disease of the bones, or osteo means bones, osteichthy means bony fish. So our next class is amphibians. So I'm gonna jump to this slide because this should be first. Kingdom what? Kingdom what?
Toads.
Kingdom.
Amphibians.
What was it?
Whoa, we're in trouble now. I'm going back. Animalia. Phylum. Chordata. Class. Amphibians. Thank you. Amphibians, they call them double life. Anybody know why? Think. Awesome. They call them double life because they could live both in aquatic and terrestrial environments. And what did you say, Deanna?
It's similar to...
What did you say? Tadpoles. What do you know about that? Yeah, tadpoles kind of morph into the, I would say, higher level amphibians, right? So it's kind of their start. And their start is aquatic, and then they move on to land. Some stay. They are what we call the first tetrapods. What do you think that means? first to have what? Tetra. What does tetra mean?
Oh, to go on man.
Tetra. Nobody knows? Tetra means 4. They're the first to have 4 legs. So they're kind of like fish. They have a lot of similar characteristics. So it's good that you teach them together. But they have legs. And because they're like fish, they use similar breathing patterns, things like that, but they have legs. These are the 4 groups of amphibians. Realistically, it's kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Amphibia, and these would be what? Kingdom, phylum, class, order. These are not the order names, but these are the groups within the order. So frog would be a neura. That would be the order. You don't have to know that, okay? And then salamander would be another order, and toads, they kind of fall in the same category with frogs, and then caecilians. So there's actually, but these are the groups you have to know, okay? Frog, toad, salamander, and caecilians are examples of the major groups of amphibians. And then some of you are going to do projects on these, right? Oh, no. Do we have frogs? No.